Hi, this is Dave. I want to share a few recent vinyl pickups from the vinyl community's favorite genre, country and Americana. First is Blacklisted by redhead alt-country goddess Neko Case. This is from 2002 on the Anti Records label. This one's not quite as twangy as her previous two records. You got more folk, soul, and pop influences as well as country influence. This is the first album where she wrote most of the songs. My favorite tracks on here are I Wish I Was the Moon, great cover of Running Out of Fools, and Deep Red Bells. Great record from Neko Case. Next, Guy Clark, Best of the Dual Tone Years from 2017. This was the last label that Guy recorded for from 2008 up until his passing. On the Dual Tone label, silver and black colored vinyl. This has one of my favorite late era Guy Clark tunes, Favorite Picture of You. It's also got some great live tracks, LA Freeway, Homegrown Tomatoes, Dublin Blues, and a few demos among the hits. Picked this up for $10. Nice compilation. It was a no-brainer at that price. Next, one of my all-time favorite records of any genre, Townes Van Zandt, Live at the Old Quarter from 1977. This is a recent Vinyl Me Please reissue. Gray, swirly, silver vinyl. Kind of gave up trying to find an original of this. Pretty happy with the quality of this Vinyl Me Please reissue. I'm seeing a lot of them out in the bins right now, so there must have been a repress or somebody bought out some old stock. You know, you hear audiophiles talk about how you're listening to a record and the band is in the room with you. This is the exact opposite. You're in the room with Townes. I mean, you could definitely feel the vibe and the ambience of the bar. You can hear beer bottles occasionally being tossed into the trash can. This is just Townes and an acoustic guitar. He's in good voice. He seems to be in good health on this record. Plenty of bad Townes Van Zandt jokes to go along with. I think there's like 26 of his best songs. If I was new to Townes Van Zandt, I think this is the place where I would tell people to start. Love this record. Next, Steve Young, Rock, Salt, and Nails from 1969. This is a 2020 reissue. Real Gun Music, kind of a clearish, milky white vinyl. This is really an underappreciated country rock classic. This has Graham Parsons, Gene Clark. They both play on this. His most famous song, Seven Bridges Road, is off this record. That's been recorded by a lot of different artists. The Eagles had a big hit with it. The songs Rock, Salt, and Nails, also great. Terrific, underrated album. I would definitely seek out any early Steve Young you can find. Next, the Hayden Triplets. Family Songbook from 2020. They really are triplets and come from a really impressive musical family. The grandfather was a country and western songwriter in the 40s. Their father, Charlie Haden, one of the most influential jazz bassists of all time. They've been in so many different groups. That Dog, Tito and Tarantula, The Decemberists. Their brother is the leader of the band Spain. This has really kind of got a vintage folk and country sound. Beautiful harmonies on this, the kind of harmonies that only siblings can pull off. Great cover of Wayfaring Stranger, Pretty Baby, All Fly Away, Wildwood Flower. Really good record. Happy to have picked this up. Next, Grey DeLisle, home record from 2004. She put out, I think, about 5 records in the early 2000s. This is on Hummingbird Records label. You've got some vintage country songs on here, kind of a la Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn. There's also some R&B influenced songs, even some new wave pop influenced songs on here. She's got a gorgeous voice. My favorite tracks on here are Showgirl, I'm Sorry, which is a duet with Rhett Miller from the old 97s. Borrowed in Blue, and 'Twas Her Hunger. Terrific record. Definitely check out Grey DeLisle if you get a chance. And lastly, Billy Joe Shaver, Old Five and Dimers Like Me. This is a 1978 reissue. This is a grail record for me. This is Texas country, folk and blues. Billy Joe Shaver is probably the most covered songwriter in the outlaw movement, but his solo records are, I think, fantastic as well. But you've got Black Rose, Old Five and Dimers Like Me. I've been to Georgia on a fast train. Terrific record. So glad to finally find this to add to my collection. Thanks for watching.